Hey family, so I love flowers and I love orchids, but every time I would get an orchid, I would put it in the direct sunlight thinking that the sun is gonna help it to grow faster. But as I got into gardening, y'all, I realized that some plants require low light, some require more light, some require shade, but what they all have in common is that they all require good soil in order to prepare for growth. As I was thinking, it's such an analogy for life, y'all, where our mind is like the soil, right? It's such an analogy for life where in order for us to grow, right, we have to prepare our minds for that growth to take place. And our minds are similar to the soil in the ground. And we have to make the decision and decide what we want to allow to plant in our minds and what we want to allow to take root. So what are some things that can take root in your mind? Maybe negative things people have spoken over you, maybe thoughts that you think are true but are actually not true, all of that. We have to consider the thoughts that we are thinking and the things that we are allowing to plant themselves in our minds in preparation for our growth. But growing, similar to gardening, is a hard process. It's dirty, right? It's not clean all the time. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's tiring. There are always weeds, right, that are growing alongside your plants that you're always having to constantly uproot. Like negative thoughts in our minds, we have to constantly think about what we're thinking about, right? And we have to ensure that we're doing this so that we can grow on healthy soil. We can grow in a healthy environment. I always hear people say things like grow where you're planted, but if you're planted and the soil conditions aren't right, then you're not growing, you're just planted. You know what I mean? Like, it is very important to make sure that we prepare a healthy mind so that we can have growth the right way. Stay inspired.